Hey, you. Yeah, you. The one sitting there with that quiet ache in your chest. The one that doesn't scream, doesn't bleed, doesn't demand attention, but just sits there, heavy, silent, and ever present. I know you feel stuck, and I know you don't really talk about it anymore. Not because you've made peace with it, but because you've stopped believing anything will change. There's a strange numbness you carry now. It's not exactly sadness, not exactly fear. It's like watching your life from behind a glass wall. Days blur into nights, weeks dissolve into months, and somewhere along the way, you stopped feeling alive. You laugh when you're supposed to. You say, "I'm good," out of reflex. But inside, it's quiet. Too quiet. You used to dream, didn't you? Not even big dreams, just a life that felt like yours. A life with some color, some purpose. But now everything feels secondhand. Like you're living a script you never agreed to. Playing a role someone else wrote for you. Wake up, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. And in those moments where the noise dies down and you're left alone with your thoughts, that's when it creeps in. The emptiness, the pressure, the illusion that time is running out. But let me tell you something real. Something nobody told you when you were growing up in this perfectly manicured, productivity-worshiping, dopamine-drenched society. Time isn't running out. You are not behind. There is no universal clock ticking down your worth. You only feel like it is because everything around you is engineered to make you feel like a failure unless you're constantly achieving, performing, comparing. Instagram, LinkedIn, hustle culture, motivational videos with dramatic music telling you to get up and grind, like your soul is some machine part in a factory you don't even believe in. But here's the raw truth. You are not stuck because you're lazy or broken. You are stuck because you've been living in a world that praises output over meaning, speed over direction, noise over depth. You've been told that life is a race. And if you're not moving fast, if you're not crushing it, then you're losing. But the truth is, this isn't a race. This is your life. And no one else can live it for you. You feel numb because you've been denying your real needs for too long. The need to feel wonder, the need to be still without guilt, the need to be seen, not through the lens of accomplishment, but as a living, breathing, flawed human being trying to make sense of it all. You've spent so much time performing that you've forgotten how to just be. You feel stuck because you're disconnected from nature, from joy, from deep conversation, from your own body. You wake up and your first instinct is to check your phone, not your soul. You drown your boredom in screens, your pain in memes, your longing in cheap entertainment. Not because you're weak, but because it's the only way you were taught to cope. So let me say this, and let it land deep. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take a step back and say, I don't know who I am right now, but I want to find out. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. You have permission to wander. You have permission to try something and hate it. You have permission to stop climbing the wrong ladder. Maybe right now what you need isn't another plan. Maybe you need rest, real rest. Not sleeping 12 hours to escape, but the kind of rest where your mind and heart can breathe again. Maybe what you need is solitude, not isolation. Solitude, where you're allowed to sit in silence and hear your own voice, not the voice of society, your parents, your friends, your boss, but yours. And maybe what you need is to create, not for likes, not for money, but for the sacred act of expressing something real. Write, paint, sing, dance, build, plant something in the dirt and watch it grow. Because you weren't born to consume life. You were born to feel it, to live it, and to shape it, imperfectly, beautifully, honestly. So please, stop punishing yourself for not keeping up with a system that was never designed for your joy. You were never meant to be a cog in this machine. You were meant to be a soul with depth, a story still unfolding. You're allowed to start again. You're allowed to not know the ending. You're allowed to do life differently. This isn't the end. This is the pause before the next chapter. So take a breath. Feel your heart beating. You're still here. And that means something. Now go. Not to chase time, but to reclaim it.